Ronald Umanzor.
Yes.
You speak English?
Yes.
Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, a second offense. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On March 20th, 2025, an officer observed the defendant's vehicle in the street and observed the defendant talking to prostitutes on the street in or around the 3700 block of Tidwell Road. The officer followed the defendant's vehicle into a nearby motel and they were almost struck head-on by the defendant. A traffic stop was initiated. The officer observed the defendant to be the driver and sole occupant of the vehicle and observed the strong odor of alcohol upon his breath. The defendant refused to answer questions without a lawyer present. The officer observed the strong odor of alcohol upon his breath, slurred speech, and bright glassy eyes. SFSTs were conducted 6 out of 6 on the HDN, and the defendant refused the walk and turn in one leg stand. The defendant refused to provide a breath specimen.
That's not how I read the offense report. I read that after he almost struck them, they then followed him, and then he came to a complete stop in the roadway, and then they stopped him. So I don't see any traffic violation,
I'm looking at the dim side, Judge.
Okay.
And that's for me, it's a distinction from what was read. So what?
It says, they viewed the defendant, speaking to prostitutes on the street in or around the 700th block of Tidwell Road.
Talking to people.
Officer stated, sorry, Judge.
I-
Yeah, thank you. I'm just reading. Yeah. Officer stated that they followed the defendant's vehicle into a nearby motel and they were almost struck head on by the defendant's vehicle as it exited the motel parking area. The officer then stated that they have activated their emergency lights in the patrol vehicle and got behind the defendant's vehicle.
Did they let him drive a little bit and then pull him over, or was it?
Yeah, he got into my understanding, he got into the roadway, and then he came to a stop, and then they stopped him. So I don't see any traffic violation. I don't see any crime being committed.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, perhaps there were. She's saying that he almost hit them, right? And maybe he went out a little bit more and then sees them, and I don't know.
No, yeah, they're asking you to
Saying that
assume.
hits them, so
Yeah.
at that point they pull him over. I mean, go get the video, go
Sure.
get body cam.
Sure.
You see something different,
Sure.
always. I do think that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. Mr. Umanzor, can you run his license, please?
Yes. His driver's license is eligible, Your Honor.
I am now placing a restriction on your license, Mr. Umanzor. You are not allowed to drive any vehicle that's not equipped with an ignition interlock on it. I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. No, sir, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Likewise, you are not to drive any vehicle unless it has an ignition interlock. I'm sending notice to DPS in Austin so that every single officer in this state knows if you're driving a vehicle that doesn't have a blow and go in it, they're going to arrest you and put you in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm not asking much. All I want my streets to be safe, and I'm going to do everything in my power to protect it. If you got a great lawyer here, listen to Herman. He'll take care of you. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance, but you must stay in touch with him. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games and you've gone AWOL, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. For now, I'll have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. We'll have you get with pre-trial for your bond conditions, and after that, you're free to
I
go.
think you already had the interlock and everything previously, and it's the agency. Okay,
All right.
Mr. Manzor.
So I'm here on Mr. Hunter. He had an issue, he bond forfeited, he's back for an arraignment today. I've spoken with the state, they've made an offer. We're asking for one setting for Mr. Hunter to consider that offer. And then the state is going to eval the case. If not,
Notice what just happened here. Mr. Hunter was bonded out, but the judge is immediately sending him for a drug test. This is a classic move in probation-style monitoring. Quick question for you guys, do you think mandatory drug testing for bond should be standard, or is it an overreach? Drop your thoughts below.
if reasonable minds still disagree.
Where is Miss? I don't even see Mr. Hunter.
He's in here. Mr. Hunter?
Has he made,
Yes, he bonded out.
sending him for a drug test right now?
Okay.
Right. I don't.
I don't know what you have offered. I like it.
And just,
I'm gonna tell you now that it's not gonna be this revolving door anymore.
right.
No more revolving doors for you, Mr. Hunter. You understand? If I find that you're using, it will not go well for you. You come to court whenever you want to come to court. Well, that's not the way it works. I'm sending you now for a drug test. I guess we'll come back Monday and address the results because it's now 11 o'clock. I don't know.
Okay.
I just don't know if it's enough time.
Okay. And Mr. Hunter just informed me, he drug tested yesterday. So I don't know if we have those results yet.
The pretrial people,
Wait, yeah,
the pretrial people that I'm audited for drug tests, maybe Monday and
I don't
Thursday.
know how because there was no order from us. If he's on the lam and then he makes bond, those bond conditions are valid. You know what I mean? So we can't just.
Okay.
Got a report Monday.
Don't. Shh.
Okay, so when he was released, there were bond conditions in place that he needs to report on Monday and Thursday for drug testing.
Okay.
And so he did that yesterday.
You test?
Yes, it is, Judge. It is, from the drug test that I see, yesterday. It is consumption deposit for. Okay, I'll let this. So yeah, for the deposit for THC, then though oxy and probably. That's what I'm just.
You will now test every Monday and Thursday. You test positive for anything else, it's not going to go well for you. You understand, Mr. Hunter? Now is the time for you, once again, to address any issues you may have. If you don't, I'm going to address it for you. Okay? So we'll let him go now,
Okay,
continue with the same bond conditions that we've always had,
okay,
and then he'll test again on Monday.
How
okay.
far I went.
And so just to let you know where this case is heading, the state has asked for one setting to eval it. And then, if reasonable minds still disagree, then we're gonna, set it for a dispositive motion to suppress with the court's permission.
I don't know. I'm just going to set up a trial.
Okay, we can do that too.
It's just way too much drama, man. I'm not going to, I'll just
Well, we'll have to see.
let a jury decide.
So you'll go do the,
So,
we'll stand down, Judge.
yeah, just, okay. Anna will continue like always. He's going to be back Monday and test.
Let's go.
Thanks.
Your Honor, this is from Manuel Gooch, who is in custody.
We're bringing them out, Judge.
Okay. I'm bringing you out now because I have great concern with your cases and the way that your bonds were set at this time. It appears that in September,
Whoa, this escalates fast. Not only was he allegedly intoxicated, but now there's a firearm involved. Imagine being a juror here. Does carrying a weapon while impaired automatically make someone more dangerous, or is it just bad luck? Let's hear what you think in the comments.
of last year, you pick up a felony assault of a public servant and an evading arrest. A couple months later, an aggravated sexual assault. And I'm assuming he's out on bond for all this stuff, and now he's picked up another case? You now stand charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one When will be appointed to you, sir?
Haría uno, señor.
On March 17th,
17 de marzo
2025,
2025,
at approximately 2:46 p.m.,
2:46 de la tarde,
officers were
oficiales
dispatched
fueron
to 3099
3099
NASA Parkway,
Mesa Parkway,
Houston,
en
Harris
Houston,
County, Texas,
estado de Harris,
for an intoxicated male who had fallen off his bicycle and dropped his firearm onto the ground. Upon arrival, the officer observed other officers detaining the defendant and transferred custody to the affiant. The officer spoke to the witnesses who stated they observed the defendant in an intoxicated state, walking along the sidewalk and stumble onto the ground, and they observed a semi-automatic firearm fall out of the front pocket of the defendant's hoodie. Witness 1 retrieved the firearm from the defendant and handed it to witness 2. Witnesses then held the defendant until police arrived. The officer attempted to question the defendant, but the defendant was unable to provide the officer with information as to why he was in possession of the firearm due to his intoxicated state. And the defendant was identified via his U.S. residency card.
Does he have an ice wall? Do you know? Mr. Cook, who's, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case.
He does have an ice cold judge.
Did you have anything you want to?
Your Honor, I'd also like to just add that a condition of his felony bond was to not possess a firearm. So it's a BPO.
I think Mr. Cook, who's, they've given you chance after chance for you to remain out on bond. And I find by clear and convincing evidence that you refuse to comply with bond conditions. There are no non-financial conditions that we can do that will enable you to comply. As a result, I am now going to revoke your bonds and I'm going to set them all at 10,004. Because of the actions now, I think that
He does have an ice cold.
you now have an immigration detainer. So, do you know anything that's going to happen with that by chance? Have you know? Okay. So I don't know if you're going to get out. If you get out, I'm ordering you to be under home confinement. You will not allowed to be released unless you have a GPS monitor on your ankle. And then I'm also on your other ankle, I will put a scram monitor so I know that you're not consuming anything. You are not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. You're not to be in possession of any weapons. Do you understand, sir?
Yes.
Okay. We need him to sign the conditions and then after that, we'll set him. It looks like the felony is set for, May. Let's do 30 just in case. And then if nothing's happened in the felony, then we can do another 30 after that time. So, okay. Thanks.
So,
Alexander. Ma'am, you're charged with the offense of driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow. So you are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You are Janae Alexander?
Janaya.
So you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you. Okay.
On March 22nd, 2025, an officer responded to a minor traffic incident. Upon arrival, the officer met with the wheel witness officer who stated that he was conducting a safety control of a disabled 18-wheeler on the shoulder with his emergency lights activated. The officer stated that he was on the shoulder when he was struck on the driver's side by the defendant's vehicle. After the crash, the officer observed the vehicle to continue to travel southbound. A traffic stop was initiated. The officer made contact with the defendant, the driver, and sole occupant of the vehicle, and immediately detected the strong odor of alcohol upon her breath and slurred speech. The defendant exited the vehicle, and the officer observed unsteady balance. The defendant admitted to consuming alcoholic beverages prior to driving. The affiant officer made contact with the defendant and observed the same signs of intoxication. The defendant stated that she was on her way home from a bar and consumed 1 mixed drink at 9 p.m. The defendant stated she was unaware of when she struck the patrol vehicle. SFSTs were conducted. 6 out of 6 clues were observed on the HGN. 6 out of 8 clues observed on the walk-in turn. 2 out of 4 clues observed on the one-leg stand. The DIC was read and the defendant consented to a breath test. The results were .202 and .201.
Any prior DWIs? And
No priors, Judge.
license?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Ms. Alexander, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. Do you understand? Ma'am, look at me. If I find that you're using, it's not going to go well for you. I'm not asking much from you. If you do not have a valid Texas license and liability insurance in your name, car insurance, you're not allowed to drive. That is also a condition. Do you understand? How old are you, man? You're,
23.
do you have the ability to hire a lawyer? Would you like to apply for a court appointment?
I don't have, I need one.
Okay. So Deputy Miranda is going to give you an application for an appointed lawyer. I'm going to have you sign a receipt. Victoria will have you take a seat in the jury box while you fill it out. You will meet with pre-trial for your bond conditions, then I'll have you talk to someone here shortly. Okay? Yes. Are you Victor Ortiz?
No, Judge.
No, this is Osman Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to a year in jail and or $4,000. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you can afford one, one will be appointed to you.
On March 21st, 2025, an officer responded to a two-vehicle accident that occurred near the 5,000 block of Bingle Road. The complainant stated that she had made a right-hand turn northbound on Bingle Road and was already traveling northbound when she was struck on her driver's side by a white van. The complainant identified the defendant as the sole occupant and driver of the striking vehicle. The officer made contact with the defendant and observed red, glossy eyes, the strong odor of alcohol upon his breath, and smoke. The defendant stated he consumed 2 beers, one at work and one in his vehicle as he was driving home. SFSTs were conducted. 6 out of 6 clues were observed on the HGN. 2 out of 4 clues on the one-leg stand. 3 out of 8 clues on the walk-in turn. The defendant consented to provide a breath specimen. The results were .160 and .177.
Did they find alcohol in the car? Substantiate that allegation.
Doesn't state in the video, Judge.
Does he have a license? And any prior DWIs?
He does not have a driver's license and no prior DWIs.
Mr. Rodriguez, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. If you do not have a Texas driver license and liability insurance, you are not allowed to drive. That is a condition of your bond. I will have you sign with me today a promise to me that you're going to make. This is an affidavit that I take absolutely serious. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care if you have a bunny that needs operating. If I find that you drive, it's not going to go well for you. I don't know what your immigration status is, but if you're not in this country with permission and you go to jail and immigration finds you, you will be stuck like Chuck in there until this case is over with, and then you get shipped off to immigration. Do you understand? You're not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication, and you will be randomly tested. If I find that you're consuming, likewise, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds for you. You have a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. Mr. Rodriguez, it is your responsibility to stay in touch with him. If Mr. Salinas tells me that he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, you pick up a new case, you endanger my community, I will put you in jail. For now, I'm going to have you come up here and swear to us that you're not going to drive. I will get you to Victoria. We will have you sign a reset. And then after that, I will get you with pretrial, and then after that, you're free to go.
Puedes ir.
Come on.
Yes.
Mr. Sierra, you're charged with racing on a highway. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yo no.
On March
El
23rd,
23 de marzo
2025,
2025,
an officer
un oficial
observed a
observó
vehicle
un vehículo
engaging in a legal street race
una carrera de
at the
en la
12,425th block
45
of Wood
de
Forest Boulevard in Harris County, Texas.
de Harris, Texas.
Both the
Los
defendant's
dos
vehicle
vehículos
and another vehicle passed the officer
pasaron
at a
al
high rate of
oficial en
speed
una alta
while
velocidad
attempting
y
to pass each
desatentando
other
de pasar
in a
uno al otro
competitive
en
manner
una manera
in an attempt to
competitiva
outdistance each other.
para
The officer observed the defendant drive 96 miles per hour in
96
a
millas
40
por
mile
hora
per
en
hour
una
zone.
zona de 40
A
millas por
traffic
hora
stop was
y sin un
initiated.
alto.
The defendants began to pick up speed
Comenzaron
while
a
swerving through multiple
aumentar
lanes
velocidad
and cutting
y
off other
de
drivers
fuera de
on the
carriles entre
roadway
los
in an attempt to outdistance each other. The defendant admitted to speeding but denied racing. The co-defendant is a juvenile.
Casi no la escucho.
You want his license, see if he has a license.
Yes, Judge. He does not have a driver's license on file, Your Honor.
Mr. Sierra, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. You do not have a Texas driver license. You are not allowed to drive.
No puedes manejar.
I'm going to have you sign with me today an affidavit, a promise that you're going to make to me that you're not going to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. If I find that you drive, I will put you in jail. And if you're not in this country with permission and you go to jail, it's very possible immigration puts a detainer on you and you will be in there until this case is over with. How old are you, sir?
¿Qué tantos años tienes, señor?
20.
20.
Did you want to apply for a court-appointed lawyer?
Sí.
Yes.
Look at me.
Dígame.
Heed this warning. You get no more. If I find that you're a danger to my public in any way,
¿Qué manera?
I will put you in jail in a moment's notice. Do you understand?
¿Lo entiendo?
Think before you act. You hang with the wrong people, it's not going to go well for you. Come on. All right, Mr. Wong, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On March 18th, 2025, an officer was dispatched to a call for service in reference to a major crash. The witness stated that he observed the defendant sitting in the front driver's seat behind them and crash into another vehicle by rear-ending it at the 9,000th block of Bel Air Boulevard. The witness stated that he observed the defendant was driving recklessly prior to the vehicle crash. The officer observed a strong odor of alcohol emitting from the defendant's breath, slurred speech, glossy eyes, and slightly unsteady balance. The defendant admitted to consuming an unknown amount of alcohol. SFSTs were conducted. 6 out of 6 clues were served on the HGN, and the defendant was unable to perform the walk and turn test in one leg stand due to a past ankle injury. The defendant consented to provide a breath specimen. The results were 0.123 and 0.122.
How many prior DWIs have you in an NCIC?
Yes, he has one prior DWI.
Here, anywhere else, anything else?
No.
No? Okay, license?
I can check.
He does have
Please.
from John Wall.
Right. That's who it needs to be, not Dan.
I know, that's the
His driver's license is eligible, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Wong, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case, and I'm
So here's the takeaway. Even with prior offenses, the court is willing to give Mr. Wong a chance, but only under strict conditions like ignition interlocks and bond monitoring. It's a balancing act, second chances versus public safety. Stick around, because the next case raises the stakes even higher.
ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I'm going to put you in jail. No more PR bonds. I am now also placing another restriction on you because it's a second offense. I'm ordering you to obtain an ignition interlock, and you're not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have one. If you're caught driving a vehicle that doesn't have one, you will go to jail. Do you understand? I'm sending notice to DPS in Austin so that every single officer in the state knows. You understand? Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance so you don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with the other Mr. Wong and he'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court. For now, I'll have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. You'll get with pre-trial for your bond conditions and then you're free to go.
Judge, June 3rd through the 5th.
Mr. Wong, did you hear that?
Yes, I did. Your Honor, I just have one question. The vehicle that he is driving to and from work.
Is that what you were about to say? Come on up. So,
the ignition. I'm sorry, Judge. Go ahead.
is it inoperable, I guess?
It's inoperable at this time. We don't even know if it's going to be repairable. But the point I'm trying to make is that the vehicle that he drives, he shares with his mother. So I don't know if with the ignition, the system, if that's going to be something that
You're not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an interlock on it. So if you're going to drive mom's vehicle, it has to have an interlock on it, and that's it.
Okay. That's just okay.
Portable?
No, I don't want you driving any vehicle that doesn't have an interlock. I mean, I want to make
Okay,
sure that if you get in the car, there's no alcohol on board. That's it. So
Okay.
if you want to get a portable device and you're telling me you're not going to drive, I'm going to have you sign an affidavit promising me you're not going to drive. So, whatever vehicle you put it in, or if you're going to drive, okay, you got to have one. You make the decision.
Judge.
If you want me to give you a portable device, I'm happy to do that, but you're going to promise me you're not going to drive it.
Okay.
So I guess, just let them know what you want to do. I mean, if you want to take time to think about it, I'm happy to give you time as well.
Yes, Judge, that would be great. Let me confer with my client, and then we'll decide.
So, go outside, step outside, you talk, and then when you make your decision, just let us know. Okay?
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
Sure.
Judge, I'm gonna get on the side.
Yeah. Good morning, Mr.
Good morning, sir.
So you're charged with reckless driving. You're facing 30 days in jail and or a $500 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir.
On March 21st, 2025, at approximately 10 p.m., an officer was investigating a fatal motorcycle accident with emergency lights activated, and the road was shut down from both directions. Accident investigators notified dispatch of a vehicle which disregarded all marked units and drove through the accident scene, almost striking officers and record drivers at the crash site. The officer observed the vehicle traveling at a high rate of speed and cut through an Exxon service station parking lot and turned down another road. The officer followed the vehicle and initiated a traffic stop. The vehicle accelerated and began darting in and out of lanes without using a turn signal. The vehicle then turned and came to a stop. A high-risk stop was conducted and the defendant was taken into custody. A security sweep of the vehicle was conducted and the officer observed 2 baggies of a green leafy substance in plain view on the driver's side seat, known from training and experience to be marijuana. The defendant was identified by his 6 driver's license, and the defendant was transported back to the accident scene, where the accident investigator confirmed the defendant's vehicle was the same vehicle that disregarded the marked patrol vehicles and disregarded the safety of the people on the scene. Other officers who witnessed the defendant's vehicle confirmed this. Deputy Chicoya advised that the defendant's vehicle almost struck multiple patrol vehicles and had approached officers while they had to abruptly move out of the way. And then Deputy Chicoya observed the defendant's vehicle almost strike 2 record drivers who were authorized to be on the scene. The record drivers confirmed this. Witness Cross advised he yelled at the vehicle to stop, and the defendant's vehicle began to accelerate faster. The defendant acknowledged he drove through a roadway.
Mr. Davis, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. Can you run his license? Please see that.
His driver's license is ineligible, Your Honor.
Mr. Davis, you are not allowed to drive.
Sir.
You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. I don't care if Jesus comes from heaven and needs to ride to church. If I find that you drive, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand?
Sir.
I'm going to do everything in my power to protect my community. If I find that you drive, much less drive maniacally like this, as they allege, it's not going to go well for you. If you want to drive, go get a license, get liability insurance, and then we can talk. But until that point, if you do, it's not going to go well for you. You have a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with her. If she tells you that you're playing games, you're not responding to phone calls, text messages, you've gone AWOL, you pick up a new case, I will revoke your bond and put you in jail. Do you understand?
Sir.
I'm not asking much. All I want my streets to be safe. That's it. I'll have you come up here, swear to us you're not going to drive. I'll get you to Victoria, sign a reset, and then you're on your way. Thanks. All right, please.